Okay, lesson 10. This video is going to be a little bit different because it's not very serious. I want to show you how to do some things to make your Apple maybe look nicer or perform better or whatever. This is a computer that you're supposed to own and you should personalize it. I have noticed a lot of people too are using the default background, which is actually pretty horrible for doing presentations. So we're going to talk about backgrounds and we're going to talk about the screensaver. I downloaded some photos to use for this. The first thing that you could do is grab some photos that you think would make good background images and put them on your computer. You don't have to, but if you want to really personalize it. Alright, I'm going to go to System Preferences and Desktop and Screensaver. Every time that you have a space, like if you're using spaces, or when you're using your extended desktop, like if you're going from your computer to your Promethean board, but your projection is the extended desktop, not the mirrored one, you can actually customize the background of each desktop, and you can customize the background of each space. So for example, on my work computer, I have 4 spaces, and each one has a different background on it. Now, why do I do that? Well, mostly so that I know what space I'm on. I actually know what space I'm on just by looking at the background. So I'm going to first go with some solid colors. So if you're doing presentations and you don't really want to mess around with it, and you don't really care, I recommend that you set it to a color like this, like one of these. You can do presentations on these colors, or you can choose a custom color, like if you want, black. Alright, and if you'll notice, the way the Mac screen works, it doesn't use flat colors, it uses a gradient system. So you get nicer, darker edges and more light in the middle, which is really good for showing things on the screen. Okay? But let's say that I've got some photos loaded. Now, if you are using iPhoto, you can use the photos from iPhoto. If you make an album, the album will appear here. I'm actually not an iPhoto fan. I can get into that more in another lesson. But I've made a folder, and I put some photos in it. So I'm going to go here. Here they are. Now, what I want to do is, just for some fun, I'm going to go to Change Picture every 5 seconds. And here's the result. So I'm just going to slide this over. And this is actually quite annoying. I don't think you should do this every 5 seconds. But it will rotate through your images. You can choose random order, translucent menu bar. I don't know. I think every day. I used to set it at every day just for fun if I just had like one space. But if I'm using multiple spaces, I actually don't use the change picture option. If you use a small photo or one that doesn't fit, you have these options: fit to screen, stretch to fill screen, center. In this case is the best option, center. And if you notice, Apple is really good at blending these images in with a solid color. So this is the solid color I chose, and this is a smaller image. It is quite violent. I didn't really notice this little Linux image had a knife and a gun belt. I don't really know what that's about. Anyway, for example, here's the same thing. Alright. Okay, the next thing I want to look at is the screensaver. Now, screensaver normally, is something like this. And Apple's got some cool stuff built in, like you can go to Forest and do that, or do this. Oh, I need 100 photos, which I don't have because it's not my computer. These are all nice, but I really like the RSS visualizer. So you click RSS visualizer, and then you go to options. And these are various news feeds that you can subscribe to, or you can get your own news feed. I went to the BBC and I copied this news feed, and I'm going to hit done and test. and now my news will come up and my time. Um, if there's a website that you like, especially one that you like to use for class, and it has an RSS feed, then this makes a really good screensaver to put on. I just think any environment, if you want to enhance it, you should always like maintain whatever your theme is. So if you're teaching psychology or social studies or math, whatever, and you're always having math displayed around the room, and you're using a you're using a theme, whatever it is, it just constantly enhances it. The students see it over and over. Conversation topics, on the screen at all times, related to your course. So it seems really trivial, but I actually really like RSS feeds, and I especially like them for screensavers. Um, if you don't know how to find and add RSS feeds, send me an email, and I will explain how to do it.